Well, Black and White Network fans, we are officially in the election year 2024. Donald Trump on his mission to regain the White House. Now, a bunch of people have absolutely soured on Beijing Biden. The people that allegedly voted for Joe Biden, 81 million votes, right? They're not happy with him. They're not happy with Beijing Biden at all. Trump is actually beating Joe Biden with people under the age of 35. Pretty much in every metric, Trump is dominating Joe Biden. Dominating. The only metric that Joe Biden is winning is black people. And to tell you the truth, his support in the black community is in the toilet. I believe it's something like 65%. That's really bad when you're talking about a Democrat and the black vote. I mean, really? It should be flipped around. Black people should not be supporting Beijing Biden. They shouldn't be doing it. But anyway, speaking of black people, one of Joe Biden's biggest supporters in 2020 was Charlamagne the God. You may be thinking, wait a minute, wait. He said that he was supporting Kamala. Well, Charlamagne the fraud is such a dummy. Maybe he didn't realize that by casting his vote for Kamala Harris, he was actually voting for Joe Biden. Guys, you remember this, right? Guys, remember this. Beijing Biden just punked Charlamagne the God on his own show. Remember this here?
But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Yeah. And Charlamagne the fraud just took it. And then he comes back and he says that, hey, I'm not supporting Joe Biden. I'm here to support Kamala Harris. You know what? It's funny, man. He actually thought that Kamala Harris was going to be the saving grace. Kamala Harris is a disaster. People in California didn't even like her. She finished something like, what, dead last in the Democrat primaries? Remember that? Yeah. Now that 2024 is here, Charlamagne is not backing Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. So we're going to be diving into that in this video, guys. First, make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, and please support us by becoming a channel member. Click that join button. Just starts at $5 per month. We have our member live stream every single Friday. So here we go, guys. Look at this. Charlamagne the fraud has no plans to support Biden's re-election, feels burned for championing Kamala. Well, you are a dumbass, sir. Charlamagne the fraud, you are a dumbass. It's just that simple, man. I thought you were an idiot when you actually said that you were not voting for Joe Biden, you were voting for Kamala Harris. When they're on the same ticket. This man supported Beijing Biden. Yeah. Remember he actually tried to, he had Larry Elder on the show, and he tried to put Larry Elder in his place, for being a conservative, and it backfired. Remember that? Yeah. The only person that needed an N-word wake-up call was you, Charlamagne the God. But let's go ahead and read some of this, guys. The Breakfast Club host, Charlamagne the fraud, has no plans to support Beijing Biden's bid for re-election after endorsing him 4 years ago, saying, quote, I've learned my lesson from that mistake. He also says he feels championing Kamala Harris in 2020 has backfired on him with his listeners. Yeah. Newsflash. Black people don't like Kamala Harris. Newsflash. Nobody likes Kamala Harris. Nobody does. Charlamagne the fraud spoke to Politico on a wide range of subjects, including the 2024 election. He said he has no plans to throw his support behind the Biden-Harris re-election campaign. Quote, I've learned my lesson from doing that, he said. Once they got to the White House, she kind of disappeared. He told Politico he doesn't think either Biden or Harris will make a return to the Breakfast Club this re-election cycle. Other words, he's kicking them off. He's not going to bring them on there. I don't know who Charlamagne is going to vote for. Really, you know what? If you want Americans' lives to actually be better, you better vote Trump. He's not going to do that. At least not publicly anyway. Yeah. I mean, this is astonishing, man. Astonishing right here. He looked like a fool letting Beijing Biden just tell him that in front of his face. You ain't black unless you vote for me. And then he goes out there and says, I'm voting for Kamala Harris. I ain't vote for Joe Biden. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Anyway, he goes on, quote, when I give people my word like, yo, man, I think we should be supporting Kamala Harris for VP because she's going to hold it down. When we say those things and people don't see her holding it down, that causes issues, he said. He said he still gets blowback over 2020. Quote, damn, you told us to vote for them. Do you know how many people say that to me all the time? Well, you shouldn't be listening to Charlamagne the God for political advice. You shouldn't. I mean, if there are black people out there listening to Charlamagne for political advice, man, you need to do more research. You need to pay attention more because this man is not smart when it comes to politics. Everything bad going on right now, he voted for this. He voted for this. He signed off on all this stuff. Even though Charlamagne has been going off and slamming Joe Biden, he wants somebody else to take Joe Biden's place. But hey, the DNC, they don't believe in quote unquote democracy because there's going to be no primaries. That's why you actually have RFK Jr., campaigning as an independent. Marianne Williamson also as well. Well, she's still a Democrat, but there's going to be no primary. No primary whatsoever. Charlamagne, I don't want to hear nothing about democracy from you again. I don't want to hear a damn thing from Charlamagne about democracy. Ever. He voted for this destruction now. And now he's running back because his own listeners are slamming him. What did he actually expect Kamala Harris to do? She's a dummy. The woman is dumb. She wasn't going to do nothing, man. Beijing Biden gave her the biggest assignment, the border. What happened? She didn't go to the border. She didn't do anything. Nothing. She has no power. And usually when you're the number two, guess what? You don't really have much power. I mean, Joe Biden doesn't really have any power. Somebody is controlling Joe Biden. We know that. So what angle are you going to go, Charlamagne? You should be voting Trump in 2024. Maybe secretly he'll walk into that booth in November and cast his vote for Trump. You want things to get better? That's the way to do it right there. I mean, boy, just because you're a black man doesn't mean that you can't vote Republican. See, that's the problem with black people, man. They are terrified that if they go in that booth and vote Republican, they're going to get backlash. Guess what? You're going to get backlash from white liberals. And so what? Make up your own mind. Don't be controlled by the white liberals like Charlamagne did. Joe Biden checked him. He told him, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. What does Charlamagne do? He goes into that voting booth and votes Biden. Like an idiot. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.